I have complaints about host.
Like if you say things like, did you fall from Mars and all, I'm like, shutting off right there. Bye-bye. Cuffing season.
Oh, is it like where everyone starts falling in love?
I've only heard this for animals, I swear.
I only know seasonal depression. I don't know cuffing season.
I'm
Getting into a relationship during that time.
Each other. Mega dating with fireworks.
It's basically Indian matrimony.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. It's just matrimony. Broaching.
be a pest in someone's life.
Taking away someone else's
think-
partner.
0.5 because I tried.
Those people, you know, who have like in their calendar, they have like 6 dates lined up in the week, 2 dates after another, just to see if they are the. Hi everyone, welcome to IDA Presents Break Free, a safe space to unlearn and overcome habits, patterns, or relationships that hold us back and don't serve our well-being. I'm Bama Baldota, your host for today. Welcome to Gen Z versus Millennial. Please introduce yourselves and let us know whether you're Gen Z or Millennial, even though it's pretty obvious.
Hi, my name is Shiraksha. I work at IDA as a mental health advisor and a counselor. Pretty millennial.
Hi, I'm Kripa. I handle operations at IDA. Millennial.
Hello everybody, I'm Bhumika. I'm the social media strategist and I'm clearly the Gen Z.
Hi guys, I'm Gayatri. I work at IDER as the mental health advisor. And of course, I'm a Gen Z.
Okay, so I'll give you a brief on what today's going to look like. I have a few questions for you all, and I want you all to answer it based on your life and experiences. We're also going to have like a small quiz where I have some dating terms that I'm going to ask you about, and we'll find out who knows what. And then we have an activity where basically you have to swipe left or right based on the situation. Okay?
Okay.
Are we cool? Shall we start?
Yes.
So, first off, what is your ick in a relationship? Like, what's your biggest ick?
So mine is specific to the dating phase, wherein the person is constantly trying to check up, texting, calling. So I feel that is my ick.
Like, you don't like someone constantly.
Yeah, checking up on me or, just making their presence felt
Mm.
that way.
I'll tell mine until then. My biggest ick is when they make like like sexist jokes or like wife jokes. Like, the minute someone does that, like I check out. Like I'm like, nah, bro, not haps.
I think for me, it's the entire process in itself where you have to start to get to know somebody. It's super draining. Can't do it.
I think for me, making it too material, like saying these are the rules as to what we have to do. So now let's get to know each other. Let's sit down, get to know each other. Keeping it to that doesn't make
Like
sense.
transactional.
Yes, it sounds like very mechanical.
Hmm.
I think mine would be being too easy because it is the start of a relationship. You need to put in efforts. If you don't do it at the first and actually show what the other person means to you, there's
Like, what do you mean by
clearly no.
easy?
Easy going, like, okay, we'll see how it goes.
Like too casual.
Yeah, like show me what do you actually want and
Yeah.
what you need.
Nice, I like that. So, what's the most embarrassing thing you've done for a crush? Not in a relationship, but for a crush.
Save chocolate wrappers.
Why?
I don't know.
Like, what do you mean save chocolate wrappers?
So like when you're initially dating, or even when you have like a crush, or they give you like chocolates or something, and then you save the
Oh.
wrappers.
cute.
So
So
cringe.
Your crush is actually giving you chocolates.
Lucky you.
Sometimes.
Tried to pretend to know a sport just because the other person knew it and like pretended, wow, I love that most like famous player or whatever it is.
I have sort of stalked my crush from one class to the other, like followed him while he was
Physically stopped.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
while he was switching classes in college.
Wow.
But like, why?
Just because I wanted to know where he's going and what he's up to.
I think I was messaging, almost stalking. I was messaging saying that guess who I am and things like that. And then I got to know he actually knew it was me throughout. And after that, wherever I saw him, I had to like hide.
Oh my god.
And go the
that
other
is
way.
So embarrassing. Okay. Do you think dating is harder now than it used to be? And why?
I haven't dated in a very long time.
It depends on what you're asking, like dating casually or just looking for a
So when
serious
they say dating for Gen Z, what does that mean? Is it like casual or is it like serious? Like I know there are new words and all like which I just don't get. Like seeing each other means something, dating means something.
So for me personally, dating would be somewhere between casual and an actual relationship. Like you're
Ah.
testing the other person, like for it to become a proper committed relationship.
Okay. And you have to say now we are in relationship, now we're in dating, or how does it work?
Yeah, like some clarity is good, but
Yeah.
I think it is tougher because I think nowadays it's gotten to that, right? Like we have to name a stage we are in, and I think it's not gotten that organic. Okay, fine. I think sometime going with the flow, so let's see what it is, yes or no. But just saying it, okay, where are we now? There's a need to label it as to where are we now? What are we doing? Okay, what is this called? I think that's why I think it's gotten tougher.
Yeah, I mean, if no labels also has a label called situationship, then I get what you're saying. Okay. What's an old school dating rule that should make a comeback? I think writing letters.
Oh, I love that.
Like,
Absolutely.
please, like,
Yes.
why? Stop texting me, LOL,
Yes.
bro. Write me a letter, please.
Absolutely. Yes. And also taking the time. I think a lot of times people just, go meet or whatever the term is. But I feel like, taking long walks and, just reading with each other. These are things that are like not there so much as it used to be before.
yeah, even I feel simpler dates, like you not necessarily always have to have something very grand or full of surprises. Maybe just a walk, spending time together at home, watching a movie.
Nice.
I think even just going to a grocery store and shopping.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite kind of date. What's your personal definition of bare minimum in dating?
I have a very, very long list. But to just be a bit psychological about it, I think someone who is self aware and someone who has understood their own experiences and how they show up in a relationship and to probably, go towards the healthier path.
For me, it would be, it's very important for them to be okay and vibe with my friends. That is very important. And if I'm not able to introduce him to my friends, then sorry, not
And like, does it matter to you what your friends think about him?
to a point wherein I can convince them otherwise, yes, but if not, then maybe I would secretly do it without them knowing, but in the end I would regret it, of course.
For me, bare minimum is, I think, respect. I think just to kind of whether you part ways or you're together or you say okay fine wait I think we're just friends. I think to just kind of be respectful to saying that okay fine that's what you think, and
I think for me also, respect, understanding, and having similar interests. Respect in the sense as to what I want to do, what I believe in, and similarly for my partner, understanding that, okay, we might have differences or understanding of our own selves, and then having similar interests, some form of similar interests is also important.
Nice. Is there a correct way to slide into somebody's DMs?
A pickup line always works.
But not a very cheesy one.
Like, give me an example. Like, definitely not like a dirty pickup line or a
Cheesy.
like a cheesy for you cheesy.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, not so cheesy. Just be a little neutral, funny. Something funny works well,
Yeah.
I feel.
I think for me also, like if you're funny, witty, actually,
Yeah.
then I'm like, interesting. Like if you say things like, "Did you fall from Mars?" and all, I'm like, shutting off right there. Bye bye.
Okay, I'm trying to remember a time where I slid into somebody's DMs or someone did it. One was a Harry Potter reference.
Oh, nice.
I have a tattoo of a witch on a broom, and then the person said something like, "Is that a firebolt or something?"
I think for me, it's an observation. Any observation what they made and it is interesting, I think I'd be interested.
Oh, nice. I like that. What do you feel about dating apps? Have you all used it? Do you all are props like do you all are in favor? Nah.
No. Can't. Too many options. None, no option is good, and also unnecessary DMs. And I think I like to look at dating more old school. You know, I want the meet cute.
Ah.
I feel you can have the meet cute, like post, use the app for the first, like the initial setup, because I feel it accelerates the process of just finding someone, and then you can always continue your meet cute after that. That's what I like to believe in.
True, I think I agree with her at that. It's not only you finding someone, it's also about you knowing if what you like and what you don't. It makes it more faster for you to assess that and just get more clearer.
Nice, interesting.
I'm a strong believer that this cannot be planned. So hence, just the setup of putting two people together somehow feels like, okay, now it's very directed in again. So I think that's why it thumbs down.
I'm also very judgy. So if at all I have to look at a dating app, a profile, and then even if like one sentence, some picture, anything written, for example, if people write their sun signs or zodiac signs in their bio, I'm like, no, I can't. That amount of judginess, I don't think I will be able to like anybody.
Nice. Interesting. Okay. Do you think the pressure of not being single is a lot now? Like way more than how it used to be?
I think it was there pehle, bahut zyada. I think initially growing up, I think we saw that a lot more, where people were constantly asked like, when are you getting married, or you know, when are you getting into a relationship and stuff. Nowadays people have become a little more laid back, and then you know, this entire, you know, self-care, self-love thing and all of that coming in, it has made people a little more accepting towards just, you know, being with themselves.
Yeah.
I feel differently. I feel the pressure now might be more because of the social media and peer pressure, interaction, and everything. So I feel the pressure is much more now to be in a relationship.
Do you also feel like somewhere people are getting into relationships just to avoid being alone and being like by themselves?
Yes,
A
I
lot.
feel so, yes. Yeah. And also, I just wanted to give a +1 to what Gayatri said. I think there is a lot of pressure now, because before it was marriage and etc. Now it is also, I think, during younger years also, because I remember thinking that if I meet the one, and even if it is probably when I'm 40, I'm going to wait. But I think now there's already pressure by just my friends and, you know, seeing around that I have to have a boyfriend at probably 20, 21. So I feel like it's higher now.
It's also because most people prefer someone with experience. Like, if you are not in a relationship or if you don't have prior experience, you're basically looked at like you're nothing. So it's also because of that.
Almost sounds job role. Look,
Please give resume. I have recommendations from my previous partners. This is the testimonial.
I think most of the time
which
we
was
just want to
opposite
know.
before. You somehow, you know, you've been with in lesser relationship, or no is, I think, was one of the lies also. Probably we would say we could never talk about previous relationships.
Yeah.
I feel like I just want to know, has somebody made you realize that you're toxic, and have you worked on it? If that experience is checked, then okay.
Do you also think we've become very obsessed with like red flags? And we just use like red flag as an excuse to actually not like work on the relationship? Like we're very easy to dismiss it
I think so.
with time.
Me too.
I think we are not open for change, from bad to good, good to bad, whatever is our version of good to bad, because we've looked at something bad, we've started talking about it, judging it, and there's so much said as to why it is bad. Everybody is fearful to be that now, and then the other way around. So we are very scared of change. I think we've become very sensitive to accepting something which we think is wrong. We don't know if it's wrong or not. So hence, I think these things become a lot more bigger in our head.
I think, of course, there are a lot of red flags which have always been there, I think. So while there is awareness, I think it is very loosely used and it's very casually used also.
Yeah.
And like she said, a lot of times who you see initially is probably not who they are, or sometimes it takes more time to get to know a person and the nuances that come with it. So if we are very quick to just label it a red flag, then that might be a problem.
It can also be put as this generation has become more sensitive, and as she already mentioned, more self-aware and all of that. I mean, they are, as you said, commitment phobic, and because of that, there is fear of addressing it and even working on it. So yeah.
Yeah, so I feel people might be misusing it to get away with things or not to commit, but I also feel that it has brought along with it a lot of awareness
Yeah.
as to, okay, these are red flags and what does it truly mean.
Yeah.
So probably individuals who are on the receiving end of those red flags
Yeah.
know that,
This
okay,
is not
and
okay.
it's like an alarm that I
Yeah.
need to move on or whatever.
Interesting. I actually feel like the previous generation, they put up with everything. Like their priority was to make the relationship work, even when it was like really
Yeah.
toxic and abusive. And I feel like now we've become like, even the smallest things at the drop of a hat, we're like, no, this is toxic. We label it and we are just like, no,
Yeah.
it's okay. I'd rather not, right?
Hmm.
And I feel like somewhere we need to start making space for balance and for
Yes.
forgiveness, and to realize
Hmm.
that people grow,
Yeah.
and you have
Yeah.
to give them chance to grow, and not everyone will be all good and not everyone will be all bad.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that's just like something that's also like one of my dating rules, is to not judge somebody like very early on. Do you all have any dating rules for yourselves?
To not have a checklist. I think that makes it so um what do you say, like then they're not being that person and trying to fit in. It just becomes very, okay, these are there, these I can work, again does not go with the flow. I think not to have a checklist. If I can advise anybody, that's one thing I would like to say to the Gen Zs.
So for example, like if someone says like, oh, my rule is I will not text them if I first met them now, 3 days stuck, I will not text them.
Yeah.
So you're not okay with that kind?
I won't say not okay with it. I'm just saying don't go with already said so. I mean, it can happen. Like I'm saying, love at first sight can happen. It can go bad, or it can be like, you can be together like childhood friends, and then 10th year realize that, you probably want to be together. So I think going with, yeah.
Whenever I'm about to go on a date, I will have certain things in mind. But then if I end up liking someone, it just goes on.
Oh, I
That makes
understand.
more
The
sense
compromise
than
of
the list of
values
things.
that we
Because
have
you
done for
want
people
to
we
go all
like.
prepared and safeguard yourself, and then you're there and no list exists.
Yeah.
I think I have reached that phase where it doesn't phase me. So I was about to say, so my one rule is our ideologies and our belief system has to match for me at this point of time. If it does not, even if I detect like a whiff of something very different, or people being like, oh, I don't know, or maybe you can look at it in a different way, I'm like, no, bye.
For me, it would be a big no-no of talking about your past relationships on your first date.
Oh. So
I
like
don't-
even if they say it in like a positive, like I've
In a-
grown from this type.
No, like sharing your trauma from past is no. I don't want to listen to it.
Not on your first date at
No.
least. When do you think is okay to like actually share your past?
Gradually, when you are comfortable enough to even receive that trauma or even share it with the other person, then it's okay. Just to like state out the facts that this has happened in my past is, I don't think it's right.
Yeah, I feel when both the parties are ready to give and receive, it shouldn't be like the one is emptying their, whatever happened with them onto the other person. And what if the other person is not ready to listen? So both
Yeah.
should be ready and vulnerable.
Have you all felt like, ever in your relationship or when you're dating somebody, they've not told you something about themselves, which has been a big factor in their life, right? But because again, like you can't trust someone the minute you meet them. So then you tell them like 6 months later and then they feel cheated on. Like, has that ever happened?
There are many things I've not told my partner, and it is just unfolded with years. So I think knowing that I'm safe to tell anything to my partner is what probably is one of the ways I want to be with. So that I don't know. I think time should not matter. I should be able to tell it because you can't remember what all to tell. And I think after 7-8 years, I'm still telling that, oh, I did not know this about you, and I think that happens.
I think so too. But there are certain things, maybe individually, of course, that are important to each of us. So, if at all something is important for me to let my partner know, then that much I think should be possible. But that being said, like Rupa said, it's not possible to like literally share every single thing, because as people we forget things, and also with time you share certain things, and like they were saying, with time sometimes you get more comfortable and you want to share more intimate parts with them, and I think that should be okay.
Also want to add that I don't believe in the rule that you have to say it all to them, because I feel like some of us feel guilty about telling about your past relationships. I'm saying if at all you're feeling guilty about telling, so run away. It doesn't make sense, because they're not making you feel comfortable to, because you're feeling like maybe if I say this they might judge me. So I think it should rather be taken, it's time.
I think what I'm getting out of it is being in a more emotionally safe environment, and then sharing makes a lot of sense, like what you said, right? Makes sense. Okay, something more fun. What is the pettiest reason you rejected someone? Like petty. And it's okay, there's no judgment.
Bad English.
Bad English.
Yeah, so have I. Grammar.
He's been shorter than me, so
That would be my next answer.
I can't think of.
Okay.
Also, another thing, the person spoke too much. So,
+1.
That's right. Do you believe in the 3-month rule after a breakup?
I believe there should be time. How much time again can be subject.
I feel minimum 3 months is important for you to realize what happened and move on.
I think it's fine. I mean, it depends on how invested you were. If,
So
if
even
it
if it's
is
less than 3 months, it's okay.
Yeah, if it's like a week, 10 days.
Okay, let me flip
What
it
is
around.
A week of relationship does not need 3 months.
No, I meant
Oh, you
if-
get over in a week.
week, yeah.
How
Yeah,
does that
actually you made me
work?
proud.
I'm so proud of you.
I've
Just-
never gotten over
Just when I was
anyone in 3
thinking
months.
millennials like move on, no, you made me proud. I think it's true.
Wait, I have a. If you flip it around, okay, how comfortable will you be dating someone after they've broken up? Like, how much time for you it's comfortable? Like, for me personally, I think around say 3 to 6 months after a long relationship, he must have like healed and worked on it. Then I'll be like, "Haan, theek hai, I'll think about it."
If it's a longer relationship, like maybe like 5 years, 8 years and all, you've been in relationship, 3 months is not enough. You take like at least 2 years for yourself. So if it is just like a year, or if you're just dating or something, then I think it's okay with a little amount of time.
Yeah, I feel if like I'm just dating someone, not like a proper relationship, less than 3 months is okay.
So like, if the guy has dated someone just like normally, and he's
Yeah.
less than 3 months, you're fine with it.
Yeah. But if
Dated
we're
normally.
yeah,
Like, like casually is what I meant.
Are these numbers like on research paper?
No, I don't think so. I think
First
first
time hearing about it.
For me, it's more about you've already spent so much long time in that relationship which you didn't want. Why would you want to spend another set of years just getting over it? You would rather finish it and close that chapter and move on and start something new. So if that person is also of the same mind, is when I will date. If they are too invested in their past, then it's not going to work.
Nice. Okay. What's your take on once a cheater, always a cheater?
I don't agree with it.
You seem like.
I agree with it.
I think partially, unless you are actually willing to, if you have cheated on someone, then if you're willing to understand why it happened or why you did it and to change it, then I think change is possible, but not just saying that, okay, I did it, I'm not going to do it again. Those are just empty words.
I think it doesn't work that way, but the nature of the cheating, probably like how they have cheated, probably.
What?
I might.
Explain.
I mean, like if they were two timing and then got caught, it's just too. It's just very not very honest. So probably.
So, for example, like if they made a mistake, like they made, oh, okay, never mind. Like if they did, like they cheated once, like they just kissed somebody once, then they come and tell you that, like, I'm sorry, I did this. This is why I did it. This is what I was feeling was lacking in our relationship. And this is what is inside me that's doing it. I want to work on this? Can we work on this? Would you forgive?
I think I'll take time to test myself and the other person also. If I'm okay with it, I will let go in a while. If not,
I would probably say you take your time, you work on it, you come back. Whether if we are still in the same place, then we'll see. Otherwise, tough break.
What if it's like something that they feel like is not enough in the relationship?
Well, then you should have communicated.
My thing is, the reason you did it, the time and the moment you did it, the loyalty is broken, and that is like the basic thing while dating anybody or being in a relationship with that person. So you've basically broken your value system. I don't think that can be.
And also, I think blaming something lacking in a relationship, while it might be true that something is lacking, but that in itself does not give you a free pass to go ahead and do something. If you have an issue, then you probably work on it or you leave
Communicate
or
it.
whatever.
Yeah,
But
exactly. What do you all also think about going back to your ex? Is it a good idea ever? I know we've all done it sometime in life, but still.
I've said this in the past. I think depends on the person. If they've been like very abusive or toxic or that kind of stuff, and there's been no change there, obviously not. But if you parted because of the time, because of a situational thing, or if you guys have changed as people, grown as people, then I think yes, it might be considered at least.
I've never gotten back to an ex, but I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think
Sunil.
it's okay.
Are you sure?
No, I think it's okay because at some point you would have felt that maybe you should have given it another chance, and instead of going ahead with that doubt, you would rather just go back, test it again, and get a hit on your head again, and then move forward.
Test it again. I love that.
Yeah.
like I haven't done it, but I don't think I'd do it either. Also depends on the kind of relationship that the person had, even like if it's worth retesting or not.
What do you think about hooking up with your ex? Not getting back with them, but like, say now, like y'all are broken up, y'all are both not in any relationships, but you have needs.
I don't think so.
So
I'm not answering this on it.
I would like to skip the
Yes.
I think if it rows your boat, it's fine.
Quite
Literally rose your boat.
I don't think I'd still do that. No offense.
Okay. Okay, what do you think about hookup culture in general? Are you personally like someone who can do casual hookup relationships, or it's not for you? And do you judge people when they do it?
I judge them psychologically, I think. Like what went wrong in your past. But no, I'm personally not that kind of person.
No, I wouldn't judge them because, as she said, what rose your boat? Whatever it is.
And I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. It's like everyone's
Yeah.
personal opinion.
Correct. And no, I'm not that kind of person.
Tell again.
I'm not that.
I don't think I can do it, but for the ones who do it, I'm sure they have a good reason to do it. So
Bold of you to assume.
Okay. Before I used to have a lot of FOMO because I'm also not the kind of person like I need to be sexually attracted to someone. I need to be emotionally invested into the relationship. But I used to have so much FOMO seeing all these people like have you ever felt that like FOMO of just being
Once
full
I-
chill and casual?
once I thought I'd do it, but I don't think I have the guts to do it.
Yes, I don't think like people who are you in general a long-term relationship kind of people find it easy to get into hookup and stuff.
Some of the interesting love stories I know, I think
Started from-
started with a hookup.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious for sure. But then, yeah, I think that's my thought.
Now I'm also curious.
I will tell you.
Okay, with this, we come to an end of our questions. We're going to move on to a quiz between millennials versus Gen Z. Okay. And these are going to be dating / relationship related terms. You can take guesses if you don't know.
Ha.
Okay.
And we'll get points. Okay? If both of you have an answer,
Mhm.
like you can just like do a noise or like raise your hand. Decide
Okay.
what you want to do.
Noise or hand?
Hand is
Yeah,
fine.
Hand is fine. Okay? We'll start.
Yes.
First one. Dry texting.
Just to like keep the conversation going, you have random conversations.
Yes, exactly. So it's sending boring or unenthusiastic messages
Try.
to keep the
Try.
conversation going. Guys, y'all can guess also.
I couldn't even guess
Yeah,
it.
I was
This is a
I
millennial.
Try.
Don't
Don't
emojis.
emojis. Try.
Please, I've never heard dry texting in
It's
my
a
life.
millennial.
I think so. Actually,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm equally bad.
It's not.
It's a Gen Z thing, is it?
No. It's a Gen Z thing, but the
Okay.
term, I guess.
Okay, fine. Next one. Benching.
But
Yeah.
she was first, I think. But
Wow.
Fine.
How
go
moral.
ahead.
It's
Play fair.
basically having options and keeping them as options.
Like a backup.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Like benching in football.
sitting on
Yeah,
keep them
basically
like
having-
sitting on the.
Okay, got it.
Cuffing season.
Oh, is it like where everyone starts falling in love?
No.
Okay.
That sounds like a bear
There's
hibernation.
season.
That everyone
I mean,
starts
animals.
getting into a relationship during that
With
time.
each other.
Like people around.
I've only heard this
Just
for
not
animals. I
suddenly.
swear. That there's a season. No cuffing season. No.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Okay, so nobody gets point. You guys are 2 right now, and y'all are 0 by the way.
But what does
It's
it mean?
basically when
Who says dry text?
in that time, especially in the winter season, people start seeking short-term relationships to avoid being single.
Oh,
Whoa.
I only know seasonal
Whoa.
depression. I don't know cuffing season.
I'm glad.
We were close.
Okay, next one. Slow fade.
Like,
Literal meaning I know.
yeah, literal meaning only. I
No.
also know.
Slowly cutting
Yeah, slowly ghosting.
the person.
Yeah, so
Oh.
gradually
Maybe you should
reducing.
ask a few old
I could have
timey
tried
terms
guessing
that
that
we
actually.
can answer. What is
Actually,
this?
that was pretty.
But
you know,
we're
I
also
could have
just guessing here. It's
Yeah.
not like
I
we-
am
Why are you guys
Yeah.
guessing everything?
No. She knows. She knows.
because we're smart.
She knows everything.
Yeah, right.
Basically, it's that gradually reducing communication to end a
Did you know the
relationship without confronting them. Okay. Now I'm asking. I'll give them first preference because you are getting like too much. Okay.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Micro cheating.
Mama,
Like,
please.
literally,
Yeah, I have no idea.
I will guess.
Sit, I'll guess.
Like thoda, like. Like it's okay to message a girl and say she's cute, but then
Yeah, it's
you
basically
like,
small behaviors that might not be full cheating,
Good.
but it's still like
+2 I should get.
chal plus 2.
Oh,
Okay,
like-
next one. Roaching.
Like a cockroach thing.
Be a pest in someone's life.
No.
That was so
Be creepy. Being creepy.
More like
Is it
encroaching
like
on someone's
poaching?
space.
Yeah. Taking away someone else's
think
partner or something.
Both
like
these
that.
definitions were better.
No. That's more
Yeah,
spider
that's
type vibes, but no. So roaching is basically when you find out that the person you're seeing is actually seeing multiple people.
0.5 because I tried guessing.
Isn't that just cheating?
Yeah, that's just cheating. Why would they give
Maybe
it a
that's
together?
another word for
It's
cheating.
the word
now.
mistake.
I'm guessing. I don't know the
Unnecessary
difference.
No, it's a
Terms.
mistake of the concept itself.
Now these are some gen. What's the next gen after
Alpha?
Alpha, yeah.
Oh.
So gen alpha terms. Okay.
You didn't even know this.
NPC dating.
No.
This is how it feels, guys. This is exactly how it feels.
Commitment something. Non-commitment something.
No.
No problem cheating. Just like no problem, it's okay, I won't judge you.
No.
No?
So NPC dating is actually acting emotionless or robotic in a relationship. It's based on a video game and NPCs or something.
Oh, NPC is
Okay.
a game.
Okay. Next one. I don't even know how to say this. Gophering. Where is Krupa? Okay, where's Krupa? And they're like, dude, obviously she's with her boyfriend, that big gopher.
Like, I don't know how to put it into words.
She's with her boyfriend, she's a big gopher.
Like a playboy?
No.
Like someone who's always with their partner.
Like
Leech.
clingy ones.
So basically, people who forget their friends when they get into relationships.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why does everything have terminologies? Why
See,
can't
that
we just
sounded so much
explain it
nicer
like a
than gophering.
sentence?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Explanation.
Oh.
Okay, last two guys. Fire dooring.
I'm just giving up at this point.
Like easy exit. Is it like that?
No.
No.
Too many, like, too invested or clingy.
I have complaints about host. Where
I
did you
can't give complaints about
fire hosting?
Fire
Dooring?
dooring. Okay, it's
okay.
basically when one person makes all the effort in a relationship while the other person doesn't put much effort.
Why is it called fire?
Can we ask doubts?
I want to understand
No.
this more.
You know?
No,
Oh.
it feels like millennials.
Okay, its example is like I always text first and plan. It's sort of like a fire door situation. Okay, last one, guys. No, actually two more. This one's really nice, and this one you can guess. Okay, so please guess.
I've guessed.
Fox baying.
Sorry?
No, I don't know. I don't think we should say fox. Phobing. FAUXBAEING.
got it.
Fako. Being fake.
Is it like a
Phobing.
green-
Like dating for pretense?
Sort of. So I'll give it to you. Basically, you're pretending to be in a relationship to make
Yeah.
somebody else jealous.
Oh.
Bridgerton come to mind.
I think we're at 7, 2.
No.
What calculation?
Okay, last one. Best. Mega dating.
With fireworks?
No, just mega dating.
Is it like an open relationship where everyone's dating everyone?
Like all out PDA.
No. Okay, sort of. It's like you're actively dating multiple people so you can find the right person quickly.
Oh, wow. I was
That's
thinking
just
the opposite
dating,
to
right?
it.
Right now.
But it's like you're not just dating. Like it's
Too
like
many.
Oh, so
you're
you're seeing
dating.
multiple
You have like
people.
those people who have in their calendar they have 6 dates lined up in the week, 2 dates after another just to see if they are the.
Next, you should
It's
interview
basically
these people.
Indian matrimony.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. It's just matrimony.
Okay, I guess so. That's mega dating is Indian
Yeah.
matrimony for us. Okay, so with that, clearly, I feel sad to say the winners are
Wow.
you Gen Zers.
It was just rigged out. Stop.
Okay, we will move on to the last segment. There's no winners or losers here.
Damn.
Basically, you have to right swipe or left swipe on the thing, okay? So if you're right swiping, raise your right hand. If you're left swiping, raise your left hand. Also, whoever's watching, if you all want to do it with us, it'll be fun. So try it out. Okay, what would you do? Someone who still texts their ex but only as friends.
Wow.
Fast. Wait, so there
Hey,
are
we
3
can be good
right
friends,
swipes
man. Why?
and 1 left swipe. A person who sends good morning and good night texts every day.
Good morning.
Or sure.
And it's so cute.
For cookie behavior. Okay, someone who takes hours or even a full day to text back but is great in person.
Thank God they're not jobless.
Ah.
But hours? You can't get a
Hours
minute?
is. I do myself. I think when you're busy, you just
This
be
is
where
like-
you
this
are.
is like you're like that.
My boss would like. I'm concentrating on work.
You wait. Okay. A partner who's really into astrology and makes dating decisions based on zodiac signs. Right?
Oh God.
Because I am.
You're also an astrologer?
No, like, really?
Into it.
She believes.
She's an astrologer.
Like, how did I not know this?
She said because I'm also going to start laughing.
Okay. Someone who doesn't post about their relationship on social media at all.
What about it?
They don't post that they're in
Anything
a
about it.
relationship or
what
anything.
So do I like it when they do it or not? I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, would you right
Good
swipe
or
on a
bad?
person like that or a left swipe on a person like that? It's the same game we're playing.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
I think
it's
it's
okay. Okay, someone who prefers texting over calling.
Yeah.
Like imagine you're having a serious fight and all. He's like, wait, I can't do this now. Then he'll text you like, this
I
is
will
what
hit him.
Yeah,
What?
that's
Why would you
Please
don't say things like this?
in that situation, obviously, I want to fight. But then,
Yeah,
in
you
general,
didn't
I'm okay with
give a
text.
specific situation. If it's
Yeah.
in general,
No, I
it's
thought
fine.
always they want to text, they don't want to call.
Left.
It's
No.
left.
Okay, you can't do that. Host.
A person who only wants to meet up at night, never daytime dates.
What does that even mean,
No, like why? I don't know, bro. They must be busy in the day, or they don't like meeting out in the sun. Allergic to
Again,
sun.
vampire?
See, for all those reasons, it's okay.
No, it's
But
not
then that
okay.
is creepy.
They're
Like,
nocturnal
is.
people, like, I don't know, for some reason, Papa.
Nocturnal people do not
So
get out of the
live
house.
goes for
now,
them.
right or left?
no.
I protest.
Hey,
That's why this very situation.
okay, fine. Someone who loves PDA.
I think it's okay.
Oh, sure.
I don't know.
No.
I'm
Cheesy or not,
confused.
go for it. Cheesy.
Not at all.
Not sure. Okay,
Not
fine.
Okay, fine. Under pressure.
I'm the only awkward person here.
A person who
See,
corrects
I-
your grammar in texts or during conversations.
It's okay, I'm that person.
Yeah, I do
I'm
it.
okay
so.
with it.
Me too.
Because like nah. Someone who constantly posts about their relationship online.
I think it's
Like,
Yeah, then
like
wish.
would you date an Instagram influencer?
Oh no. That
You're
was very bad.
changing the
Okay,
situation
okay, fine, fine.
completely.
Answer both.
Posting, yes. Influencer, no.
No, yeah,
Influencer, no.
no.
No. I don't know about the profession if I like or not. Just write to both.
Someone who is perfect in every way, but you've caught them being rude to like the staff. Okay. Same. Someone who's perfect in every way, but if their boys like make like a comment about a girl and or they do something wrong and then you tell them like, bro, this is not okay, tell them. They are like, no, it's their business. I don't want to meddle.
I feel at times it's okay. So
I feel like they should call out their man.
Okay. Someone who insists on being friends with their ex.
I don't mind.
like if the
Insists.
two
Someone who wants to move in together early on in the relationship. It's fine.
How early?
I don't know.
A month? 3
Can't
months?
ask
No,
questions
no,
to
like
question. No, no.
3 months, 6
It's
months
no.
and all. How much time you think it's okay?
I think maybe a year at least.
Okay. Someone who has an issue if you even call somebody good looking. Someone who says, like someone who healthily flirts and says it's just a part of their personality.
What is healthy flirting? Please define. I also want to know.
I have never understood it, so I'm the last person. Like, I don't think there's anything called healthy flirting personally, but people believe there is, so I'm not sure.
If it's just like paying compliments to people, that's okay. But flirting, not really.
Like, would you be okay if they just like messaged a girl or like commented on a girl's picture saying you're looking beautiful?
Yeah.
If they don't know the girl.
If you don't know the girl.
No,
if
that's
they
kind of
don't
creepy.
know, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
Like, but healthy flirting, like,
So for me, healthy flirting would be probably my partner flirting with one of their female friends.
that's
or,
okay.
Like I know it's just a one-time thing or just
Okay.
like teasing each other, something like that.
Mm.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not okay with that.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
because you have a person. Do it with that person. Why would you want to go and do it with someone?
Krupa, you said? You're okay.
I'm okay with it.
Okay. With that, we come towards the end of today's conversation. It was really, really fun. I've one last question to ask y'all. What is the most Gen Z or the most millennial thing about your love life or your life in general?
I think the fact that we enjoy a lot of old school things, maybe staying home, not going to like pubs or crowded places. Maybe it could be an introvert thing, but it's also about being very family or relationship oriented. Maybe that kind of stuff.
I think respectful and slow living together.
I like slow living.
My most Gen Z thing would be, I think, being okay with experimenting, and the term you use, benching.
Or like you're okay with having
Yeah, yeah.
options around.
I feel using dating apps would be like something, the most Gen Z thing that I've done.
Nice. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Mama, you
This
have to
was-
say.
Oh, shit. I don't know. I didn't think I would have to answer. Most millennial thing about me would probably be long messages. Like
I'm like,
replacing the letters to like, these like lamba messages like
yes.
good morning, good night texts and long messages saying I'm so grateful for you, blah, 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 and all that.
How cute.
Thank you so much for doing this. This was so much fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all had as much fun as we did in this conversation. Keep watching our podcast and download our app for more such content. Thank you.